Hey, you all, Carpetbagger here, coming to you live from the West. More specifically, we're in Costa Mesa, California, and today's actually my last day here in California, last day of this particular California trip. We're going to be leaving tonight on a train, the Sunset Limited. We take a train from Los Angeles to New Orleans. Really excited again about trying a new train, and I had to check out of my hotel this morning, so I got my rental car here. Train's not leaving till like 10 tonight, so I got a lot of time here today. Of course, couldn't stay in the hotel room. I had to check out. So yeah, we're gonna try to see if we can find some stuff to do before we have to leave on the train. Now the train journey, and I'll just touch on this now, this is gonna be a little bit of a strange scheduling, and it's things happen, things changed. I didn't want to. It's complicated, so we're going to be taking the Sunset Limited to New Orleans. But before we can enjoy New Orleans, I'm going to hop a plane to Orlando, Florida. I actually got invited to a sneak peek at a certain epic theme park that is going to be opening soon. So I'll have to interrupt my trip briefly to hop a plane from New Orleans to Orlando. Then I will be taking the plane back from Orlando to New Orleans, and then we will complete the loop by taking another train back to Chicago. And then the adventure doesn't stop. We got much more adventure coming after that. But I'm getting ahead of myself because today we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna try to find some things to do before I have to return this to. The car goes to the airport, but I'm not leaving on a plane. The car goes to the airport, and I'm leaving on a train. So I gotta drop the car off near the airport, and then find a way to get to Union Station in Los Angeles to board my trains. So please follow me. So we are actually at John Wayne Airport here in Costa Mesa, a completely different airport than the one I need to be at. I need to return to LAX to return my rental car. But when I have a little extra time, one of the first things I think about is what kind of museums are nearby. And pretty close to where I was staying last night is the airport and the Lyon Air Museum here in Costa Mesa at the John Wayne Airport. And of course, it is the year of planes, trains, and automobiles, so I feel it is fitting to visit a plane-based museum. All right, they said to head through this door that says restricted access point, no trespassing. And here we go, the Lyon Air Museum. See the different planes in here, and there's some cars as well. So we've got planes, we got automobiles. I don't know if there's any trains in this building, but 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And this is a World War II plane here, a B-25. See, it says the Guardian of Freedom with that Revolutionary War imagery on the side. You can see here in the little capsule in the front, someone sits there and operates the gun. I've heard that's like one of the most dangerous positions in the military, is being the guy in the bubble here. You can see this hatch where they would drop bombs. You can just crouch down and actually see up in there. This museum is set up pretty interesting. You can actually get really close to the planes. Yeah, so you can actually like walk underneath the wings. Yeah, most of the time they're pretty roped off. So this is kind of cool. You get a closer look at the actual aircraft. And I am a fan when they put scary shark faces on the front of planes. It says feeding frenzy. Oh, it looks like, are these all the bombs they've dropped? And it looks like they've taken out, I think these are what they've taken out. So it's like taken out 3 trucks and a train. So this plane destroyed a train. You can actually watch the airport here from the giant back window. A veritable maze of planes and fancy cars. Okay, this big one here is called the Douglas Skytrain. So they have planes, sky trains, and automobiles here. Let's peek inside the old... Oh, jeez. Okay, sorry. You caught me off guard. The Skytrain here. I guess it's called a Skytrain because it's long and a bunch of people can sit on it like they're riding in a train. But I guess these guys probably riding out to do a little parachute drop. All right, this is an American Airlines U.S. mail plane here. Got the big plane, and it's actually got some motorcycles down here. So not all these vehicles are necessarily airborne vehicles, but a good collection nonetheless. It's a Helms Bakery truck here, I guess, transporting fresh bread. It's a long steering wheel. There's a Japanese police motorcycle. One day I want to ride in one of these sidecars. Yikes, not this one though. I don't want to ride in this sidecar here. This is, I guess, a motorcycle used by the German military in World War II. But here's a nice one. Here's a treaded motorcycle. It's almost like a combination of a motorcycle and a tank. Unfortunately, this one is evil as well. Here's the Fuddy-Duddy. See Elmer Fudd right there. I guess, yeah, we can walk here and stick our heads up into the plane. Oh, look at that. Down here, I think this is like the bombing hatch. So this is a very shocking artifact and very fascinating in a very dark historical sense. This is Hitler's limousine. The actual limousine rode in by Adolf Hitler. Said that he would sit in the passenger seat here while the chauffeur drove him. It shows a picture of him here standing. He would stand in the passenger seat of the car and play to the crowds. Man, that what a horrifying thought to think that he was right there. Possibly the most evil, the worst human that ever lived. Someone whose name is synonymous with pure evil. And they have the flags here. But it looks like the museum has covered the flags. If you can see, there is the red flag there with the insignia on it. But they have put a little sheath over that. I guess doing that out of respect, showing, that they are displaying this for historical purposes and nothing beyond that. But geez, that's absolutely insane. And it looks like we can head upstairs here to get a bird's eye view of the planes. Yeah, I get a pretty good view of this whole room there. Again, I love that back window, how it's open to the airport. You can see planes taking off and landing. And then, of course, that terrible car right there. I agree, things of this historical value should be preserved, but another part of me is like, just destroy it. Just destroy this like implement of evil. Get up close to the American mail plane. This is Major General William Lyon, the man who founded this museum. We have returned to Griffith Park, right across the street from the Los Angeles Zoo, where I spent one of my first days here in Los Angeles when I arrived. I think it's been about 2 weeks now. And I decided to stop over here at the Autry Museum of the American West. Now, when me and my daughter Anna were walking down Hollywood Boulevard looking at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I looked down at a star by Gene Autry, who has the record for most stars on the Hollywood Boulevard. Gene Autry. I remember one of the first times I came and looked at the Hollywood Walk of Fame, I kept seeing Gene Autry again and again. I was getting I didn't know people had multiple stars, so I was getting confused and disoriented, didn't know where I was at. You don't use those stars to navigate because multiple people have multiple stars, as I found out. But on this visit, I looked down at Gene Autry's star, and I commented on that. On the video, I commented that Gene Autry had more stars than anyone else, but I didn't know who he was. And immediately, I was confronted by a gentleman who began singing Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer at me, trying to inform me who Gene Autry was. And oddly enough, as random as that was, it turns out that he was actually a friend of a friend. A friend of mine recognized him, knew who had worked with that guy. So it's completely random. But I figured since I don't know that much about Gene Autry, I figured it was only fitting we come out to the Autry Museum and learn a little bit about Gene Autry, the singing cowboy. It's very grand entrance here. And this building's pretty cool. We just walked in. There's this massive courtyard here. And I guess there is the man himself, Mr. Gene Autry, the singing cowboy. It says, "Back in the saddle again." Okay, so this must be the entrance, the true entrance for the Autry Museum. And there's the man himself greeting us to the museum. Okay, this is starting to feel a little bit like an art museum. This is interesting. This exhibit's called Imagined Wests. I guess it is about different concepts of what the West is. A lot of that in fiction and how we think about the West. I definitely think about a grizzly bear in a pink cowboy hat. Now here's a cowboy hat worn by movie cowboy Tom Mix. This is a Stetson brand hat, and apparently both Tom Mix and the Stetson Company are from Pennsylvania, so nowhere near being from the West. But this is a hat that uses Western native traditions of weaving to create. Okay, so I love this. This is really creative. This is supposed to be 3 iconic mountains of the West, and it's based on this painting here, but they made a physical representation and added a little something to it. You've got this is the Half Dome in Yosemite Valley. This is the Mount of the Holy Cross in Colorado. And then back there is the Matterhorn bobsleds. You can even see the little bobsleds going by there at Anaheim, California in Disneyland. And here's another miniature. This is a miniature of a Taco Bell, but over on the other side are all the delicious taco trucks parked right next to the Taco Bell. Oh yeah, it's completely actually encircled by taco trucks. Yeah, I do love these miniatures. And this is Monument Valley, which I've never, I don't think I've ever been to Monument Valley. I think that's definitely something I need to put on my list. But this is interesting because if you look really closely, you see some of the monuments are fake. See, these ones have like flat backs like a movie set. And then you look over at these monuments for a moment and you see that they're actually water bottles and pill bottles making up the monuments. There's a painted Annie Oakley banner. This was used in the film Buffalo Bill and the Indians. These shadow boxes here show some of the African American history in the Wild West. There's U.S. Marshal Bass Reeves, and then Bill Pickett. And I actually remember there's a statue of Bill Pickett in Fort Worth, Texas, at the stockyards. Is African American rodeo star who invented the technique of bulldogging, or wrestling a steer to the ground. See this piece of art here talks about commandeering Native American culture to use in advertising. This gun case is actually pretty impressive. Some of the guns here belong to Buffalo Bill Cody, and this actually was used by Paul Newman as he played Buffalo Bill Cody in a movie. And then this rifle here, actually, this one right here, used by Annie Oakley, one of the famed trick shooters at the Wild West shows. This is the cabinet of Wild West wonders here. It's like little bits and pieces of the Wild West history as far as it goes, as films and movies and even video games. Overwatch, Red Dead Redemption. What's this say here? Oh, they're talking about George Lucas, talking about how Star Wars was originally kind of conceived as a Western. Oh, there's Tom Mix. We saw his hat earlier. Yeah, this Wild West cabinet is an amazing piece of art. Oh, yeah, there's just like certain spots open. You can see in there, it's like a Native American girl. There's just so many little details here. It talks about how the Wild West shows inspired carnivals and festivals to this day. Who's in there? Oh, it talks about how the Wild West shows performed at different world fairs. That's either Chicago or St. Louis, because it's got the Ferris wheel. Here's different Wild West toys. There's, what is that, Jessie from Toy Story? I think that's John Wayne there. And who's this up there? Is that Danny Trejo fighting a velociraptor? Oh, here we go. I almost forgot we were in a Gene Autry museum. Look at that slick shirt there with the quail on it. That is a pretty slick shirt. Yeah, it turns out Gene Autry, beloved American singing cowboy, and he liked to croon a few Christmas songs as well. This is the Kahula here, an artistic truck made by a Native American artist. See the flashing lights underneath. And the Autry is a Western museum, so we do have an exhibit on branding irons. It says this branding iron here was made by a Native American artist when he was asked by a collector if he made any actual Indian art. So he got this branding iron with the word Indian that he could stamp on things. Oh, this very decorative saddle is a plastic saddle that was used by Roy Rogers in parades. And this is a cowboy-style lowrider bicycle. We do want to cap off our visit here by getting a Gene Autry pressed penny here. Got the guitar on there. And it's like an old school pressed penny machine. Oh, there we go. Took a second to kick in. It's got the one design. Oh. And there we go. A Gene Autry pressed penny. So the Autry Museum. I don't want to make this clear. This is not a museum about Gene Autry. That one thing in the corner with the little information about Gene Autry, that's the only mention of Gene Autry in the museum. It is more, I think, the Autry name is more of an honorary name given. You know, it is not about Gene Autry. It is, museum is in honor of Gene Autry. Gene Autry created Western art through his songs, and this is a museum of history, both history and Western art. There was sections that showed, you know, Wild West history, things like that, guns, saloons, gambling, and whatnot. But a large portion of the museum was dedicated to art. I would say probably over 50% was dedicated to Western art. So kind of a Western art museum, if that makes sense. You know, they had some really beautiful art here. I would definitely recommend coming out, especially, you know, if you are a lover of art, if you are a lover of the West. A lot of beautiful stuff to be seen here at this museum. And you know, like, they have a focus on, you know, all the different cultures that make up the West. So, you know, I think a very, you know, very balanced look at the different cultures that make up the West, all the different things that that incorporate the West, not just what you would like think of as like from Wild West movies. So yeah, a great museum here. Unfortunately, I can't show you the rest of it because after I filmed the one section, the Imagined West section, I was asked by a security guard to not film anymore in the museum. So I put my camera away, you know, follow the rules. I did take a chance to walk through the rest of the museum and really did enjoy it. So yeah, the Autry Museum of the American West, not the museum about Gene Autry. So I've come out here to a separate part of Griffith Park. Griffith Park is pretty enormous, but it's actually something around here that I've been wanting to see for quite some time, just never got over here. So I think we head up this drainage ditch right here. Okay, just about slipped and rolled down. This is not friendly to Crocs. There's certain surfaces Crocs are not good on. We've established no Crocs on rocks and no Crocs on concrete. Okay, there may have been an easier way to get up here, but this seemed to be the most direct. Yeah, I probably could have just taken these stairs here. And up here we have the old Los Angeles Zoo. We visited the new Los Angeles Zoo about 2 weeks ago. But the zoo used to be up here, and when they moved it, they simply left the old enclosures here, turned it into a picnic area. So yeah, you see these back here, there would have been animals living back in here. It's like some sort of cave. Hopefully there's not still animals back here. Oh, look at this. There's like a old entrance, the back entrance, probably where they would have fed the animals here. Still closed. Okay, this sign over here gave us a little bit of information. The zoo actually closed down in 1965, so this has been abandoned for some time. And this right here was the polar bear enclosure. There's a picture of the polar bear sticking his little head out right there. So yeah, there used to be a polar bear roaming around in here. Yeah, definitely that old school zoo vibe. Now they tend to try to make things a little more a little nicer for the animals, but yeah, some animal, some creature, some beast made their home right here. And then probably most famously, they filmed a scene from Anchorman here. I think someone fell into a bear enclosure. I wonder what lurked in these caverns. Now that the only thing that lurks in here is spray painted racial slurs. Enclosures for smaller animals here. So they put a big fence around this. Maybe they don't want people crawling around back inside there. Yeah, from very, very old school cages here. You generally don't see like just the straight up bars on the newer zoos. Now I said I'd never been here before, and that's only partially true. I actually did come up here for the Hollywood Haunted Hayride. The year I went, it took place here at the old zoo, and they took you next to the enclosures with a hayride. It looks like actually get that open. Yeah, this basically looks like prison cells over here. Yeah, I think the new zoo they have here in Los Angeles much nicer. I think moving this was a good idea. Good plan. And I wanted to take a few moments to talk about a friend of mine. For those of you who've been following my channel through the years, I made a couple stops in Nevada, near Las Vegas, at my friend Captain Steve Abernathy's Mermaid Grotto. Captain Steve's Mermaid Grotto. And I learned last night that Captain Steve had passed away. He had health problems since the first time I met him years ago. Unfortunately, it looks like it did catch up with him. Yeah, it seems over the past couple years, past 2 years, we've lost a lot of people. People that are on this channel where I have that I've met along my journeys. Seems like I've lost a lot of people, and I was absolutely devastated to hear about the loss of Captain Steve. Now, Captain Steve was an artist, a sculptor. He worked. He did work with Disney over the years. He designed the Tarzan treehouse here in California that was only recently refurbished here at Disneyland. He also created the logo for the Tower of Terror that's still in use over in Florida, so made an impact on both coasts. And super cool guy. Had spent his whole life going on adventures and doing amazing things, creating art. And he was in his retirement phase. He mostly hung out at his Mermaid Grotto, which is kind of his own private oddities-filled tiki bar. Had all the classic oddities, the Hand of Glory, the Shrunken Heads, the Fiji mermaids, the other interesting creations that he had created. And he's kind enough to extend an invitation to me personally to come out and visit him at his Mermaid Grotto. And I went out there a couple times. He made Mai Tais for us. And last time I saw Captain Steve, he was super excited because the Golden Tiki, which is just this really cool tiki bar in Las Vegas, and they're known for, they create shrunken heads for all the celebrities that visit. And Captain Steve was super excited because they had actually created a Captain Steve shrunken head, and they make him so it looks just like him, as if he were shrunken, the shrunken head. And he was so proud of that. And I actually went to the Golden Tiki after that and saw the shrunken head. So hopefully that'll be a piece that Steve, Captain Steve, will leave on a piece of his remnants, a piece of his memory. Of course, his memory will live on, you know, in the videos that I filmed and the experiences I had with him. Just a super kind soul, a super creative person that will definitely be missed. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of other lives out there that he touched as well along the way, but we're gonna miss you here, Captain Steve. And yeah, I think we're just gonna take the stairs down this time. And I think it is about time to return my rental car. All right, you served me well, but I need to go catch my train. Maybe someday our paths will cross again. Okay, back to lugging my luggage around Los Angeles. So when I arrived here in Los Angeles by train, I took a series of local trains to get here to the... There's so many planes here. I took a series of local trains to get here to the Hertz rental car location and walked a little bit. But I don't know, I'm not feeling really up to a series of local train rides. I think we will find an alternative way to get to the train station. And oh, look who came to pick me up. It's my friend Waymo. How are you doing, Waymo? Oh, doors open. I don't know if you're allowed to use Waymo's trunk, so I'll just put my stuff in the back seat. There we go. Hello, how are you doing, Waymo? All right, back in the Waymo. Yeah, let's go. Whoa! Press the call support button. Hold on, Waymo. Oh, don't run over that guy, Waymo. I gotta get my seatbelt on. Oh, there we go. You started driving before I had my seatbelt on. You should have given me a second. Oh, we go. Oh, we're just going. We're going. Okay. Ooh, this is just as scary as it was the first. Let's go. How long is this we're going to take? 59 minutes. I'm going to spend an hour here in the Waymo. Yeah, here in Los Angeles, kept seeing Waymos driving around. I'm like, man, made me nostalgic for my first Waymo ride in San Francisco. So I was like, you know what? If I take the trains, I'm probably gonna get there on time, but you know, I wanna ride there with plenty of time. And I'm like, I'll get an Uber. And I'm like, wait a minute. I don't want an Uber. I want a Waymo. All these RVs here, these are people's homes that just live out here parked on the street in Los Angeles. Yeah, Waymo, you are soaring. All the spots I went in San Francisco were just super congested. I guess Waymo can get some speed to them. Where were you going? You were going like a 35 miles an hour. I got really nervous. Just had a phone call from Amtrak. I'm like, no, don't tell me something's wrong. But actually, it was just someone from the Amtrak office here in LA. Apparently, they had a guest check in who had some issues, I guess, getting upstairs, to be disabled or, you know, injured, whatever. And they just wanted to know if I was willing to switch from a downstairs roomette to an upstairs roomette. That's fine. As long as it, you know, helps someone out, I don't mind. I feel like Waymo knows all the best routes for traveling back here through a residential neighborhood. Well, there's another Waymo. Oh, Waymo, don't rear end somebody. We got some speed here. San Francisco, it was just like fighting through a crowd of cars. Here, Waymo just gets some speed going. Oh, so I'm guessing why we cross through like the residential neighborhoods and things like that. I guess Waymo probably doesn't go on the freeway. I think that would Yeah, that could be a disaster. I think Waymo sticks to the more localized roads. Oh, Waymo, we should stop and get dinner at Sizzler. Oh, I love Sizzler. I did notice there's like a little camera right here. I guess that's recording me. Wonder if someone's watching me right now here in my Waymo. Waymo, there's water all over the windshield. Can you give a few more swipes of that windshield wiper? There's another Waymo right next to us. And we have arrived. All right, and thank you, Waymo. Oh, there it goes. Goodbye, Waymo. And I had Waymo drop me off here at Philippe's French dipped sandwiches. Several people had recommended this as being somewhere good to eat near Union Station. So let's go get a sandwich. All right, this place looks fun. We got all these different phone booths here and a big marlin on the wall. Looks like we grab our food up here. So I got what they're known for, the French dip. There was different meats to choose from. I went ahead and got beef, and apparently the lady said that they pre-dip the bread. So I think the bread already has like some of the au jus on it, and they gave a side as well. Let's try this. Beef looks good, nice and rare. The bread's not like, yeah, you can see the bread has some of the au jus on it, but it's not like soggy or anything like that. Yeah, the bread's really good. Like a French type of bread. It's good beef. Not sure what this is. Ooh. That's... Ooh. It's like horseradish. It's like horseradish mustard. Very spicy, but that was really good. I'm going to put some of that on the sandwich. Okay, that completes it. That's brings everything together. That's so good. So yes, definitely Clean Plate Club here. My favorite thing is this mustard here. This so strong, so spicy. The kind of mustard that clears out your sinuses. This room back here has a train and circus theme. A little exhibit here on the California high-speed rail project. Hoping to connect most of California through high-speed rails, and I'm all for it. I think that would be really, really exciting. And some older trains down here as well. Santa Fe railroad trains. This kind of looks like the Superliner cars, the ones that we've been riding on for Amtrak. And then it should be just a short walk here to Union Station. And we have arrived at Union Station here in Los Angeles. You can see they have it lit up and illuminated red at night. I would definitely add this to my list of beautiful train stations. And here we are, Union Station, Los Angeles. Oh yeah, this is kind of grand, much like Union Station in Chicago. I love that old clock there. But we need to find the Metropolitan Lounge for Amtrak. Okay, it took me a minute to find. It's over here by the ticket window. Tucked back in here, we have the Amtrak Metropolitan Lounge. And if you have a sleeper car, you can check in here. All right, here we are. Yes. All right, made it into the lounge. And over here they have some, I guess they're selling collectibles or souvenirs. I haven't seen that a lot along the train line. It says that you can go to Amtrak.com to order additional collectibles. I like the little mini Amtrak train. I wonder if I can get one of those. And there's some Surfliner merch, these Surfliner cups. I definitely want to try to take a ride on these Surfliner. I've heard good things. And there's a postcard with Union Station there, the building we are currently in. Some old maps in here. Here's an old brochure for the Southwest Chief. That's how we got to Los Angeles. Some conductor's hats and some old tickets. Oh, and there's a map of the Sunset Limited. That's what we're getting ready to hop on. And we do have a few snacks here. We got Boom Chicka Pop, Boulder Canyon sea salt potato chips, and some Miss Vicky's jalapenos. Some coffee and sodas over here. Okay, they do have a good selection of diet sodas. They have both Diet Coke and Diet Dr. Pepper. Oh, they have LaCroix as well. And now we wait. All right, we go out this back exit here. Okay, looks like we're gonna ride this cart over to the train. Got our luggage in the back, and I guess they're gonna give us a little ride.
That's kind of weird. If we don't bankrupt the state, we might get a bullet train. Yeah, no, they're going to stop. They're going to stop. Yeah, 2050. Yeah, he said 2050.
Yeah, this is definitely a different experience.
Try building any.
There's the metro. Oh, it's cutting us off. I think this is it. I think this is the Sunset Limited.
Some malarkey, they would say. It used to be a broom. Now it goes vroom.
Oh, there's a dude in the way. I guess they're going to take us right up to our car. Here we are. All right, hopping aboard. We made it. Oh, up the stairs. And we have made it. I'm in my room safely. The train is still boarding. good change for things. Like last time, I think I was like rushing to get here on time. It's happened multiple times, right? But again, I have a habit of being the last person on a train. A habit I'm trying to break. But yeah, the gentleman that assisted us with the red hat, that's called the Red Cap Services. And after normally, what they do is they help people that have require a little extra assistance, help with their luggage or whatnot. But I guess here at Union Station, if you're in the Metropolitan Lodge, they just take you out the back and then ride you in the golf cart, ride you right up to your car and let you in, which is very nice. And I think that this is the only other Metropolitan Lounge I've been in besides Chicago. In fact, I'm not sure if there are any other Metropolitan Lounges. There's the one in Chicago, and there's the one here. So you can show up a little early. You can have some snacks, use some sodas or water or coffee while you're waiting. And then, when the lady told me the train was ready, that I could go ahead and board, she told me to go out the back. The guy helped me with my luggage in the back, and then drove me out to my car, and got in my car. I have it already made up into a bed, and I guess I'll probably be going to sleep here in just a little bit. But pretty positive experience here at LA's Union Station. I do notice the pillow there is different. I don't remember any other trains having blue stripes on the pillow. And also, it looks like they left some shampoo and body wash here for the shower.
So once again, restrooms are located on the lower level of each coach car. And your lounge car, we do keep open all throughout the night for you guys. So at any point.
Heading over the river. Okay, looks like we're going to be traveling through California through the night, and should be waking up in Arizona tomorrow morning. So I just rushed back from Arizona with my rental car to get to Los Angeles to head through Arizona. I'm sorry, guys, my plans make no sense, but I just kind of go with the wind. But thank you guys so much for watching these videos. Thank you, special thank you to those who watch every day. It means the world to me. It's been a crazy adventure. It was so great having Annabelle come out to Los Angeles, finally showing her the city, taking her to Disneyland. It was a great trip. And then, I decided to drive off into Arizona for a few days, which was also a lot of fun. I rode the Grand Canyon Railway, and now I'm back on another train. It always comes back to the trains now, doesn't it? But thank you guys so much. If you do like these videos, please consider subscribing. If you'd like to help out in other ways, consider contributing to Patreon, $3 or more, and you will get a postcard from me once a month. If you'd like to buy some souvenirs in the Etsy shop, we have enamel pins, motel key fobs, press pennies, and stickers. Also, still doing personalized messages on Cameo. If you're interested in any of those things, check the description below. And all those things help keep this train on the track, this boat in water, and this dirigible in the air. Until tomorrow, my friends, this one's in the bag.